Let's try and figure out who is in the lead of this series, and we'll get this underway, guys. So, just a little qualifier. There you go, Cure is up 1-0. So yeah, just a little qualifier. We don't necessarily always want to make players wait around and stuff all day when there's just a little qualifier. And it starts to get to the point, it's just prize money on the line. I did make them wait for Cure and Zaun Game 2 to finish, so the idea was if Cure and Zaun finished 2-0, we would have just gone straight into the semi-final. Because Cure and Zaun went to a Game 3, I decided just to let them start up that Game 1 instead of making them wait around. Like I say, always trying to have a little bit of a combination of good for us and good for the players. In this case, I think it's okay for the players to get going on their semi. So, that's what we are at. That's what's going on. Okay, number 2 here of this best of 3. We wait to see what the plan will be. So, PvT coming through and getting underway. Excited for where we take this, what we do with this. Cure taking a 1-0. Like I say, the game length was not super long, so maybe some earlier aggression or so, setting the tables, setting the expectations for this. Guess we'll see what Cure opens with in this next game now, because that might also tell us a little bit about what we can expect here. So yeah, something like coming online, the probe going over to the left-hand side from ShoWTimE, going to come moving across here immediately. Going to go patrolling over on the edge. Factory and command center coming up as well. Just see our probes continuing down the bottom left. A bit of action here, obviously the factory. Going to start getting its add-on going. An important part of this as we bring that into play. Going to take a couple more shots. Still actually going to be able to jump on that Reaper, and that Reaper can take some pretty heavy hits. So Reaper getting chased away. Does not go down. Still alive to poke around a little bit further, but obviously hurting for the moment. There's our Stalker, our Sentry, going to hit that Reaper a little bit, so some more damage being done, a few more shots coming over. And that charge is Chrono boosting on the Chrono boosting on the Twilight Council, so bringing that up into play as well. Bringing all of that through again, all of that going. The charge comes online. We'll see if Cure wants to push. If you end up pushing into this, then obviously charge is going to be very nice for you. ShoWTimE. We already have the Medevac, Cyclone, and a few Marines going to come across through the bottom side of the map, so they're going to make a little bit of a move right now as well. So Medevac over the far right side again. Charge is about to finish. We do have Observer, the Nexus coming through as well. Found drops into place. The hallucination's going to pop. It's going to start heading across the map also. It's a hallucination. Away we go. We got that Nexus up in the center here as well. Just going to put that in position. And again, Blink coming through. Obs coming up. Continue to bring that into play for the moment. Vector's gonna chill. Blink is a ways off being done for ShoWTimE, so no pressure just yet as we sit here and have ourselves the Robo Bay coming online, the Forge and the Gateway continue to come through as well, so a lot of this continue to come by for now. The army's gathering together, and we just have ourselves a couple of moments here while that Robo Bay comes through. Extra gates coming online as well, so we continue to keep this producing. Storm's coming down to the low ground. Maybe when she heads up to the top. Moves back around, so just again, going to continue to shuffle and figure out where it wants to be. Drops an auto turret for an observer. It's an odd catch for the Cure, but it is a worthwhile catch. Observers ain't cheap, expensive to replace, so good to just be able to grab one out of the sky right there. For the cost of an auto turret, we take those. Absolutely, we take those. Well, against Impact Combat Shield and +1, all on the way through, so we get those upgrades continue to come out for the moment. And upgrades about to finish. Army getting through to the center. Army gathers again. The Bioforce coming through. +1 armor. Concussive shells coming up as well. Fire steps up, finally going to take some shots, some damage coming through there as well. A few hits starting to come around, just going to get our anti-armor missile going to go from the Zealots. That opens up potentially the attack in here, so maybe we commit with that information and we make a move. And this Cure is already taking position. I mean, he's been setting up for this for a hot second already. So no surprise there, as it's about ShoWTimE figuring out how he breaks through this. Attack. Colossus still coming up. Here we go. Nice tank fight, trying to get rid of the Colossus. For the most part, though, the Colossus are going to get to see the other side of this. Unfortunately, the other side is the bio units breaking through and looking to potentially just kill. At least I thought they were going to. We're actually going to load some units up into the main base. I like that as well. Split up the attention a little bit here. Is really not going to turn out to be a bad thing, so that only benefits you. So you're seeing the units have to come back over. We are going to blink underneath, we're going to kill these medevacs. Forces are warping as well, but at the same time, Q's taking this as an opportunity. He is pushing onto that base, he's going to finish off this base, and that is going to be a pick-off for him. So he gets that location shut down. Continue back around. A few sentries coming up. The Colossus is coming through. Continue to settle down for the moment. Biased units still gathering together for a couple more moments, so we continue to settle down here. It's going to see a battery going to get into place. And ShoWTimE comfortable enough to start moving forward again. You got to be comfortable at some point, right? You got to try and do something. As the Disruptor comes about, the +3 attack comes through. So you see that Colossus is able to fire up from afar, start to get some damage on this to begin with. The Bio going to sit down the ramp, a couple of force fields are down, the Colossus are going to start firing up as well. Try and get a little bit extra done. Bio trying to come through once more, going to move up this ramp again here. Full Colossus shots coming about right now. Bio just going to start shooting, Zealots are going down. The rest of this army continue to come about for the moment as we make our way across and over. 11 SCVs fell, so Cure taking some damage back on the other side of the map at the same time here. So definitely able to do okay with this as our Bioforce continues to settle. Let's see if he's coming over. He's going to step through once again. Stalker's gathering, T2 upgrades coming through, ship weapons on the way up as well as we continue to bring that into play. Stalker's going to get underneath the factory for the moment. Factory taking some shots of damage, and we will have ourselves a couple of moments of building up still. Fire still on the move about. And have ourselves the supplies overall definitely evening as we get maxed out, which is obviously great. Have a look at the front, potential push in. Thinking about getting set up right now. And go for it. The army pulls back over the other direction. Bit of my shot. Zealot goes down. Just gonna see the Stalker's gonna be coming through. SCV goes down as well. The rest of the Disruptors trying to come up this ramp, but they will not be able to. The MP is good. Fusion core building. As you do see our Bio on the other side is gonna get a couple of shots in. I mean, to me, this is the sort of game where ShoWTimE feels the most comfortable, so if he's going to win a game in this series, to me, this would be it. This would be the one to pick. Just going to come diving in over on this side. We are going to get a good jump on this Bioforce. CC in the front is going to be under a little bit of fire, but in the end, we just pull away here. ShoWTimE getting out of there. Prism going to get intercepted. Unfortunately, that goes down. Now, ShoWTimE's obviously a little bit skeptical about attacking through the choke points and the structures that are in position, which obviously makes a lot of sense as well. Don't want to get too caught up in that, right? Advanced ballistics coming, +2 ship weapons. Going through, the army gets into the center. I'm going to get rid of an observer here. Medevac push back. You're trying to split his army in a couple of different directions, but not really. Anyway, just, yeah, we're going to start moving down the bottom. EMP gets dropped, so Stalker getting hit. Bio pulls back a little further. Bio now into the center of the map. The army of ShoWTimE pulling away. In the top left, our Prism moving through too. Going to come around and siege up. See who gets added on there. At the moment, though, we're still, I mean, obviously we're maxed out right now. As he loses some supply here, we'll open the doors. We are losing quite a few Disruptors that are trying to get shots off. So far, we clipped a couple of Marauders, and that's about it. ShoWTimE warps in right here, so he's going to fight in this position. Those Vikings are not in great numbers to knock Colossus down, and Colossus at the moment are surviving. We're not going to lose one, and they do a lot of the damage in that clump of Bio. That does a lot for you right there, so that works out wonderfully. Like I said, that does a lot. Continue to chase Bioforce hunting. Ghost and everything else. Gonna have to pull back for a couple of moments here. Boss is still putting some work in. Alright, gonna come through. We get rid of a Zealot. The rest of the army still joined up together. Ghosts, Vikings in production. Starport and the Sense Tower coming up as well. Lib's just gonna get set up. Colossus are firing. Conjugal shoots out, taking damage. One Viking goes down. Colossus is going to have to pull back a little bit further. This is why ShoWTime's army looks that much weaker. 200 to 160 supply. Aim pretty here as Cure just comes smashing through. Disruptor shot is going to get denied. And after a win from ShoWTime, kind of defensively and pushing back across, he loses trying to push himself. And he's going to lose control of this. Now, a lot of this bio is low HP. The last Colossus goes down. Now it's just Zealots and Stalkers versus the world. And I do not think there's ever going to be enough of those. That is a good clump of bio units. We're going to get rid of the Nexus here. We're going to turn to the upper left. Pylon battery will go down as well. Wow. ShoWTime will launch the counterattack, but at this point, Cure should just be able to keep moving through with this force. I actually don't like the idea of him backing away. I mean, I guess he maybe want to back away and defend a bit. There's DTs as well, so they do a lot of damage quickly. Gonna enter the base trade. Alright, well, ShoWTime probably doesn't mind this. I'm just gonna see our bio coming through. The pylons will go down. Robot facility's getting caught. We'll be seeing the DT still slicing and dicing. We'll secure all the way into the natural. Gonna find the probes there as well. But ShoWTime is honestly, I mean, maybe turning around would have been the better call. In hindsight right now, because those DTs are doing a lot. When I saw the DTs, I kind of second-guessed my own, my own call of like, oh, I think you should stay here. You were committing at the moment as the bio gets through a Nexus. The DTs launch themselves onto another base. This time this planetary fortress will go down. Good EMP, clips a couple Stalkers. The Zealots are going to come over. The Viking going to have to turn and run as well. The Bioforce is going to stand there. Stalkers and Zealots taking some hits. In the end of the day, Cure survives with what? His main production and then some orbitals that can relocate. And of course, the lift up here. Does anything important go down? An empty medevac? Not really. Cure up 25 army supply, but down 15 to 43 workers. He's around the bottom, get chased away. We're going to see this DT showing up. A scan will help to reduce that. Now jumping onto this Nexus, and this Nexus will be dropping in a few moments as well. So we'll see this Nexus fall. Clip's going to siege, going to push up here. Maya going to come straight through. A couple cannons and pylon. Begin to go down. The probes are going to get jumped on as well. This Nexus is going to get overrun in the bottom right-hand corner. So the Nexus will drop. I mean, ShoWTime is now ahead on army supply. Still has the DTs harassing. The problem is his army supply is Zealot Stalker. I'm still, even with a good surround, I'm not convinced this is good enough right now to take on what is such a powerful group of bio units. The EMP is available. Hitting the EMPs in the background. Tanking back and letting the Zealots run into the choke point. So many of these units that were set to surround from over here now have to come from the other direction. Does Cure have enough? ShoWTime's army supply has been melting so far. Can ShoWTime get any more warp guns to turn this around? Answer so far is no. As Cure just has a little bit too much, somewhat of an unkillable army. As we knock down a Nexus, the DTs go from the natural now over to the third. There is a turret and a Liberator there. ShoWTime just going to go running. I mean, there's a base up here that Cure is already on top of with the Lib. 20 probes left from ShoWTime. 8 SCVs of Cure. Some of them AFK while they could be mining here already. EMPs. Lose a ghost, but Stalkers are now without shields, and we are hunting them. And there's only so far those Stalkers can really run. We scan. DTs can't come in. Obviously, Cure knows those DTs are still a factor. He knows this base is here as well, so he's going to chase into it. Does he have another scan available? I mean, he obviously will have some EMPs too, but yeah, keeping scans right now important to deal with the Dark Templar and the army. As they are getting ready to come in. A final stand here from ShoWTimE as the scans drop. The DTs will fall. Very slowly, but they will fall. Phoenix drops down. The Stalkers will not stand up for themselves. ShoWTimE has no money left. GG, and Cure takes game 2 of this best of 3 and moves into play hero in the finals.